Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Tash.
Good morning. Good morning.
So we were talking this morning about we're entering into a portal, a sacred portal together. So if you're joining us, please share who you are, where you are in the world, share it with us. We'd love to hear your comments. Please be engaged, because during this 3 days activation together, the Creatrix voice, Tash and I, we're going to focus on the voice, on speaking our truth, which we all struggle with to a degree. And so we're going to give you some beautiful analogies, some powerful tools and strategies, and we're going to share some really potent content, a lot of wisdom here. So it's a safe, sacred space. You're very welcome to engage and share your thoughts, share your feelings, share your questions. We welcome that. And there will be an amazing prize, a special prize at the end for people who engage the most, and for the women here, the conscious ladies here, powerful business women here, who are also inviting other conscious women into this group. So the more engaged you are, the more you tag your friends, you invite women that you know that are aligned with the Creatrix vortex, because it's not for everybody. Okay. And so this morning, Tash and I would love to share with you a topic that touches all of us, that we're both very passionate about, and that we're both healing, that we've healed quite a lot of it, but sometimes there's little pieces of it that comes every now and again. So we'd like to talk about your Creatrix voice, unleash your sacred, unleash your sacred voice.
Sovereign expression.
Sovereign. So we're going to talk about your inner people pleaser, the good girl. Tash calls it a good girl, the people pleaser, the PP, versus your inner sovereign version of yourself, the Creatrix, the higher self. Human that is embodied in their power, in their truth. So we're going to talk about these two energies, archetypes, if you will. Introduction done.
Yes. Yeah, the people pleaser, or as I personally really, the term that I resonate with is the good girl. I've spent probably 3/4, if not more, of my life playing the good girl. And so I think diving into these two archetypes, as you called them, Anik, on the two different ends of the spectrum is really powerful when we're talking about voice, when we're talking about self-expression, when we're talking about like the power of you, like knowing that you can create magic and miracles through your word, through the power of you standing in your word. And the biggest thing that gets in the way here that I've personally experienced is, as we're talking about, standing in that space of being the people pleaser or being the good girl. And why? Why is that the case? Because when we're in that space, we will often say things that we don't mean purely to not offend someone. So I know, like I said just before, I spent probably, I don't know how many years, many years in this space of being the good girl, of wanting to be in everyone's good graces, of not wanting to upset people, of wanting to avoid conflict. And, those difficult, intense, but powerful, crucial conversations. It was like the sensation that arose in my body when I used to have those conversations was unbearable. So I would avoid them at all costs. And the impact that this had on me personally is massive, right? Because we're constantly giving our word to things that we don't actually mean. And it means that we end up not believing in the power of our word, because we just throw our words around like confetti, right? They're not really coming from our soul, coming from our core, coming from our heart. So the experience that I had that I want to share here, it's very tangible, it's very real. It wasn't really that long ago. Was during the birth of my first son. I was in hospital, and the birth was starting to go south, right? I had all of these big, beautiful pictures around what I thought my birth was going to look like, and it started to go the other direction for a number of different reasons. But the main scenario that I can think of that is so like, this was just the epitome of this for me, was when my midwife said, we need to do an examination on you. We need to know how far along you are. And I said, okay, right. At that point in time, I didn't really want someone sticking their hand up me to check how far along I was, but I said, okay, because, you know, at the time I was in the good girl seat. I didn't want to say no. I said, okay. And she did it in a way that was excruciating. It was so painful that I like vomited, and and from there, everything really went south. But my point is, in that moment, I should have said no, right? Like if I was standing in my sovereign, I would have said, stop right now. And actually my partner, who was there at the time, was the one who said, stop. And she said no to him. I'm going to keep on going. She said, you're a tough girl. You can handle this, right? Mm-hmm. So my point is that at this point in time, the impact that had on me, the word no was sitting here in my throat, right? It was right there. I knew in my bones that I should have spoken, but I didn't. I said, I didn't say anything. And about 4 months later, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease of the thyroid, which I know energetically, on an energetic level, that was so directly connected to that moment in time. I clamped down like this, right? And the energetics of what happens during these periods in our life, right? So Anik, I wanted to, tap in with your experience of the people pleaser. I don't know if you necessarily resonate with that phrase, the good girl, but I know for me, that's been a big archetype of mine throughout my life.
Wow, what a big story. I feel for you, because it's such an impact. I'm like, oh my gosh, how traumatizing. I mean, bottom line is no one can impose anything on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you're in a vulnerable, I just follow up your story, Tash. When you're in a vulnerable place, you're about to give birth to a human being, and then she asks your partner to shut up. I mean, it really, that's the sort of society that we live in. It's an example, but amongst many with like incest rape, like one out of 4 women has been either raped or incest in the family.
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4. That's a lot. That's many.
That's 25%.
That's huge, you know what I mean? And so, well, then you get manipulated. I'm going to give you lolly if you say yes, you're a good girl, you're a good girl, you're a good girl. The good girl, she doesn't speak too loud, she smiles, she doesn't cry, she doesn't scream, she doesn't take space. That makes me going like the tiger woman here. Brings anger, right? That's the next step. Like when you swallow up, you just become like angry. But okay, there's so much I'd love to talk about this topic. I'm very passionate. Well, a people pleaser. I am a people pleaser in recovery.
Yeah.
I am a people, and I betrayed. And to me, people pleaser. And let us know, ladies. There's a couple of ladies here. I can see eyeballs.
Oh, beautiful.
On the
say hi.
Say hi. Engage. You can win an amazing prize. I tell you what, you want to win that one. The thing is, the people pleaser is equal betrayer.
Yeah.
Because if you are not speaking truth, starts with who? With you. Number 1 is me, myself, and I. Am I honest with myself, or am I handling myself white lies, diminishing my divine truth over and over and over again? Okay, so your people pleaser is a betrayer when you say yes to please others, or when you say yes, you set a goal. There's a couple of directions I can take with this. Okay, or when you say yes, but you're not ready to jump into your yes. Okay, I should talk about the no, the sacred boundary, saying no. No violate my body, no violate my energy field, no to giving my time away for free, giving my energy to people who don't deserve my energy. Do you know what I mean? Sacred boundary, saying no. But the yes is as important as the no.
Okay? Absolutely.
The yes is as important. Okay, so where I'm going with this, I was talking with Tash before. We had a little bit of debriefing about our, powerful activation, and trusting that you'll be activated with this. He'll push a few of you buttons. I mean, in a good way, So when you're not sovereign, you're in the people please, you're in the good girl. You are there. You say, okay, if you say yes to things that you don't really want to say. I just ended a relationship with a man I loved and adore in so many ways. Is like a gorgeous, he corresponded to a lot of things. We had the best tantric sex ever. Very handsome, very affectionate, very generous, like lots of beautiful qualities, willing to do some work on himself, exploring tantra, all of that. But his energy of people please was really high, and I could see it. And where I betrayed myself is to draw the line. I mean, I did eventually. I ended it. I ended the relationship, but I allowed my sacred heart, because I'm a loving human being. I love. This is my nature. I'm a loving person, and I can't separate myself from my heart. I can't separate myself from my soul, my heart, and my body. It's all connected. When you think that you separate, you
compartmentalize.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Tongue twist for a French lady. Is you can't. So I was loving him, but I knew that he's people pleaser. So then the doubt was lingering there that he was not fully honest in intimacy. There was something that was like, I was asking questions. I didn't feel that it was like I didn't have the whole guy there, the whole man. And so I've discovered things that were not in alignment with my values, and I decided to say no more. Okay? No more. And it's great, no more. But saying yes, you can, and that can happen in your business. That can happen
all the time
with your pricing, because okay, well, you could have to believe, well, spiritual women, they don't have that much money, or they're starting in business. I'm gonna give them a hand and like put my price down, or hide my prices, or whatever strategies that you might come up with. But it's not aligned. It's not like a big fat yes to yourself. Your business is there to serve you first. Your business is there to serve you first. You're not a martyr. You're not there to lick people's bum. Okay, sorry to be blunt here. I mean, a bit blunt, I'm a bit bold. I'm not sorry, I'm a bit bold, but it's part of my character. It's like you're there to serve people, but you have to start by learning to serve yourself.
Yeah.
And this is the whole piece of being honest. And a people pleaser is a liar, is a betrayer. You have no compassion for that part. Okay, I can stop. There's more I want to share, but anyway, I can take a pause and give you the mic, the talking stick.
Actually, I'm holding a talking piece of incense. The talking incense. Yeah. Well,
what does?
Thanks, Anik, and yeah, thanks for sharing that, because I know that that's pretty real and raw for you. The story that you shared, like, it's a recent breakup, and it's powerful to share our experiences, especially when they are so raw and so real. But I wholeheartedly agree. I think that we've been brought up in a society that, tells us certain things about women and what a good woman is, or a good girl is. I know when I was little, if I, spoke up too much or had too much attitude, that was knocked back, right? It was like, know your place, know your place. And so I'm on a bit of a reclamation for, reclaiming.
Yeah.
There's a few different aspects of it, right? Reclaiming the sovereign, my inner sovereign. And so what do we mean by the inner sovereign, right? Because the people pleaser is like the antithesis of the sovereign. The people pleaser licks the bums on the knees. What do you want? I'll do anything. Just love me.
Yeah, but just before you go on with that, I just need to name this piece, like, please love me, because we have to understand and really know, all of us women here in leadership, because this is a really big pillar of our work here in the Creatrix Vortex. Self-leadership is pillar number one. We've got three pillars: self-leadership, creativity, and intuition. Okay, very powerful. Now, what you said, like, please love me, please love me. There are two core beliefs, energies, fears at the core of our essence as human being. You, me, Tash, Anik, everyone here, everyone on Earth, on planet Earth, as a human being. Our greatest fears are not to be loved, to be rejected from our tribe. Chakra, root chakra, rejected from our tribe, not being loved, and not belonging. Okay, I give you back the stick. But coming from that place, these very core big fears.
Yeah. And it is very much wired into our DNA. You know, like if we were kicked out of the tribe, you know, thousands of years ago, like that's death. That's death to that person, right? Because we needed the security and the bonding of the tribe to survive.
Yeah.
And so when we're coming up against these big archetypal energies, like it is literally in our DNA that we need to do the cellular regeneration work, right?
I love that.
Absolutely. And the alchemizing of the people pleaser or the good girl. And whenever we work through like an archetypal energy that has its shadow and light expression, when we work through these energies, we are bringing alchemy, we are alchemizing, right? We are transmuting in that process of transmutation. And so working through the fears around rejection, the fears around abandonment, right? The fears around not being loved, in order to stand in the place of the sovereign being that version of you who will only say yes when there is a full body yes, like a holy yes. Holy mama, yes. And you know, as a self-proclaimed people pleaser in recovery as well, Anik, I'm very familiar with saying yes when I really meant no, right? Like saying yes, I would agree to something, but it was only because I didn't want to upset the person, and it was really only because I didn't want to have their disapproval that I said yes.
Fear of conflict. Yeah, we
conflict.
avoiding conflict, avoiding difficult conversation, avoiding, you know, speaking truth, and avoiding feeling vulnerable, and avoiding feeling rejected, and it's pure denial and avoidance. Denial.
And it would get to the point, like I think I mentioned this before, but the sensation in my body would be so strong and so uncomfortable that I would do anything to avoid it.
Yeah, right.
One of my mentors says so beautifully, everything a woman wants is on the other side of her ability to hold sensation in her body, to hold it, even if it is the most uncomfortable thing you've ever, you know, it feels like death to the ego to hold that much sensation in the body, but to hold it and then to move through the wave of it, right? So even if I'm about to have a conversation with someone that feels really uncomfortable, it's like right up on my edge, I can hold that sensation, I can breathe through it, I can do my process around it, and then step into my sovereign on the other side. The sovereign is on the other side of that willingness to hold that sensation. And so when we embody our sovereign, this is that version of us who wholeheartedly feels and knows under, like in every cell of her body, what is a yes and what is a no. When we operate from that place, meaning we believe in the power of our word to call in magic and miracles, provided we are only using our word when we full body believe in what we're saying. And when we stand from that place of integrity, we have great power with our word. We literally have the power to create miracles, because we know in every cell of our body that if I say yes to something, I come hell or high water, I'm going to do everything in my power to call that in and to make that happen. Now, obviously, there's times when it doesn't happen, right? And we're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow, about, you know, processing the trauma around, like, I wanted this to happen and it didn't happen, because that has a big impact on us energetically. However, it's in the communication with ourselves, the not sitting in denial, and the communication with another.
Yeah. And honest communication.
Honest communication.
And so Oh, we've got so much juju here, so much content for you ladies. Oh my gosh, not funny. And we're both super passionate about it, as you can see and feel and hear and receive. Welcome it all. Okay, now, where was I going with that? Sovereign communication. Oh yeah, okay, the piece of communication. So it starts your self-leadership, self-honesty, going within, speaking truth, going in the heart, speaking truth, not all the voices in the head, but speaking truth to you, choosing you, and practicing with little things, your yeses and not to jump off the cliff like I did Saturday. I fell off a cliff in Maroubra. Literally, I fell off, but it was good. I was in fear, so I understood. I mean, it was not good. It was not fun, but literally. Okay, so where I want to take you with these, we're entering into the sovereign version of yourself, the creatrix, the higher self, the embodied spiritual badass, the one who's true. Okay, let's talk about speaking truth within first, and then communicating outside to your beloved, to your clients, to the social media, to the world, to your community. You know, you have to start within, step by step by step. Now, I'll give you an example of the project. Well, we'll be 100% transparent, Tash and I here, that this is an activation. This is free content. It's worth gold. And we are, this is leading to an invitation to join us to have a big party together in the real life in the Blue Mountains, where we're going to offer Unleash Your Sacred Creatrix, 3 nights, 4 days, VIP, amazing, delicious, sexy, wild, powerful retreat to get together, to hold each other, to share truth, to live truth, to have some fun, to nourish ourselves. Now, for us to come to be able to co-create together, and for me to be able to say a big fat yes to this project, I'll give you the behind the scene. I'll be completely naked with you, okay? The behind the scene is I had the privilege and the honor of mentoring Tash 6 years ago when she had Charlie in her belly. Amongst it, for 6 months we navigate together. We met in a women's circle. We had the most epic connection, and we navigated. And I held a sacred container for her. You know, I'm an eternal learner, an eternal teacher, and Tash became this amazing goddess that she is now. Like she's, I mean, she blows my mind. And
I was in people pleaser mode big time when we were.
She was a big people pleaser, and me too. But anyway, sometimes you're in the position of holding space. Sometimes you're held. Anyway, long story short. So we've been cultivating this connection over the years, and you know, she became mother of a second child and all that kind of jazz. Anyway, I had a dance business for several years, spiral dance, 7 steps to expand your consciousness, and I ran retreat on pure instinct. I offered many retreats in Canada, 15 women naked in a lake. I offered amazing retreats. Like, they were amazing, transformational. They were fun. They were deep. They were unreal. I had 0 business skills, 0 business knowledge, 0 mentors, 0 coaches. I did that purely on a wing, zing, out of passion. And because I'm bold. I take actions when I'm passionate about something. I was so passionate. I believed in my dance so badly. And I was undercharging. I mean, you know, when I look back, there's a lot of things that I could have done better, but I did amazing. And these women, they were changed forever. And it was unreal. So the foundations of this work that we're doing are based in my body. I have an experience, many experiences of holding sacred containers, retreat for women. Number 1. Number 2, Tash and I know each other. So that's another piece. Number 3, we both have the same heart's desire to create that retreats. We had that for 2.5 years, just before COVID. We shared that desires, and we decided to come together to support each other in that. And we have different skills, so we bring our magic together. So these 3 foundational pieces are there. Retreat experience, collaboration that is based on, you know, connections and knowing each other and all that. And what's the other I said? And we both share the same desires. So then I feel safe in my body. I feel safe. I can say yes to that. And I know that I can create that because in my body it feels safe. There's a knowing. It's not completely virgin new. It's good to step in the new. I'm not saying it's not good to step in the new and the unknown, but it's good to have like a piece where you stand on and you feel in your body that you feel safe in your body.
Yeah, it's a full body yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a safety nest, and then you can jump into the unknown to a degree because it is unknown. What we're doing here in this morning is completely channeled in flow, but you're not completely jumping out of the parachute without a parachute, hoping you're gonna land on your feet, but you don't have the parachute. Like then you're taking a bloody big risk. Then so you take a risk, but you take a risk with something that holds you. But that's my way of operating.
I love that because it starts with the body, with the soma, right? Feeling safe in the body, safe to, like, if you're going to say yes and commit to something, especially a big project like what we're doing together, it's a big project. There's a lot of behind the scenes. There's a lot of pulling the strings together.
We work hard.
We're working really, yeah, absolutely. But we're operating from the space of joy and like, yes, there's a lot of work, but and what I love so much about collaboration is like, I have a tendency when I'm like, when my inner worker is unchecked, I have a tendency to work hard and to put in the hard work. You know, I was building the website for this and I was putting the sales page together and coming up against all these tech problems. And the beauty of being in collaboration was I had Anik going, breathe, ask for what you want. I'm here. What do you need help with? Communicate. You don't have to do it all on your own, right? And so it was a really powerful opportunity for me to practice what I preach and go, okay, I do need help. I'm about to pull my hair out with these tech problems. Can you help me source this? Can you help me outsource that, right? It is a real like coming back to the body and to what the body says. Does the body say yes? Does the body say no? And so the sovereign, like really standing in our sovereign, well, we're talking expression here, standing in our sovereign expression. To me, that means with every word that I speak, every cell in my body is vibrating yes. And if it's a no, like I'm honoring that, right? I'm listening to the cells speaking to me. And if my body says no, then it's a no, no matter how much uncomfortable sensation there is.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's really beautiful. Yeah, I mean, what I hear here is like you can be a spiritual badass, a creatrix, you can be a sovereign woman, and you can be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And you can be light and joyful in your creation.
Yeah.
And speaking truth doesn't have to be heavy, doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be serious.
Totally.
Yeah. And you know, teamwork, but you're in a team. How's your inner team? Start there. Self-leadership, inner team. Communicate with you first with your heart, listen inside. And communication is also listening, right? You gotta listen, you gotta give space to listen, you know.
And to hear, absolutely, to listen,
to hear.
Like the quietness, right? You know, I find if I don't schedule in time during the afternoon, usually to stop, to lie down, to breathe, to do some meditation, like I'll just be going, and it's too busy, right? Like I need to almost schedule into my diary, okay, time to pause, time to listen, time to drop in, because my days are full. Like they're so full, they're so busy. I'm up at 5 a.m. with my little ones and I don't stop until 8:30 when my head hits the pillow, right? So it's like creating the time to stop and to listen, to feel, and like where's what's happening internally.
Yeah, for sure. How beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, such beautiful share. So
We've
beautiful.
got a few comments here, so I'm just going to read some of them.
Oh, yeah, you. Oh, okay.
Hi,
Well,
ladies.
Melinda, Maria.
Yeah, love your
Taylor,
story, Tash, regarding not speaking out and
Sorry.
the impact it had. Sorry, the impact that ended up having on your health. Huge lessons, Mel. Big, big, big lessons. Is that a French thing? I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but I'm sure. Super powerful with the recent breakup. Yeah, super powerful indeed.
Oh.
Maria, I know I can be a great people pleaser, but it's great to have the awareness of it and knowing when to snap out of it. And hey, Taylor, great to see you here, lovely. Listening and receiving lots. Thank you. Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So lovely.
So we're coming to you live over the next 3 days. We'll be live together tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, Anik will be tuning in on her own. I'll be in the comments, but Anik will be offering and facilitating a really powerful voice tapping session. I will be driving up to the Sunshine Coast at that time, so I'll be tuning in through the comments, but I won't be live. But Anik, did you want to share any more information about our beautiful retreat that we have coming up in November?
Oh yeah, okay, sure thing. Well, yeah, I mean, come along if you hear the call, join us. Yummy food, there's a floating tank, there's a fireplace. I mean, if you're a sensual woman and you love all these pampering thing, it's all there. The land is so pure. You can feel the land is talking. The place, Bright Lands in Lura in the Blue Mountains, is a Victorian
It's stunning.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
And the owner is Buddhist. I mean, it's good energy. It's love all around there. It's good vibes. Tash and I are so much fun with two wise women. We're going to give you our heart and soul, our wisdom, our care. We're going to hold the sacred space for you to be held, to be seen, to be felt, to be heard. We're going to play music. We're going to dance. We're going to eat yummy food. We're going to open mic, fire ceremony. I mean, amazing processes, energy, work, playtime, creativity. If you're about intuition, creativity, self-leadership, you have a message, you want to take your work, expand your work, next level, you want to be with a community of amazing humans with a heart, women in business who have a heart of gold and amazing wisdom, join us.
Yeah.
To 7th of November in the Blue Mountains, just before my birthday, November 8th. I mean, not to be missed. No, it's an opportunity.
Yeah. We'll put the link in. And this is, really for the woman who's desiring to up-level herself in all areas, not just her business, but life as well, right? Because when we run a soulful business, our life and our business are intricately connected, right? There is not much distinction there. And so this is the great up level, right? This is about tapping into your creatrix, which is that version of you who creates magic and miracles, who speaks potent, powerful creational truth, and who knows and believes in her capacity to call in incredible shifts in her business, in her life, for her clients, for her kids, for every aspect. So we're going to be sharing a little bit more over the next 3 days. It is coming up. It's in November, early November. And yeah, we're so excited about it. We can't wait. We really can't wait.
Like delicious, really beautiful bedroom. Everything is beautiful about it. So, okay, we're going to end here, but anything that you've received from today, please let us know what's your goal. Yeah, you ha-has. Like what do you resonate the most with what's been shared? It's pretty profound. Yeah, it's very profound what we shared here. It's very deep. It's a potent transmission, a potent activation. Please share what's your ha-ha moments. Dare to be vulnerable. Any questions? Hashtag replay if you watch on replay. Invite the women who know you would believe they would benefit from this. And there's a very special prize at the end for your engagement, your comments here, and for all the people you tag, you invite here. Okay. And we see you tomorrow. Voice and vagina is the topic.
Voice and the vagina.
Vagina, speaking truth. Unleash your sovereign expression and share the magic, beautiful ladies. Thank you so much, Tash, for sharing
so
your
much.
amazing share. Thank you, ladies, for watching. We love you. And with you, 11 a.m. AEST tomorrow morning.
Okay, bye.
Ciao.